friends. Hope you're doing well. So, I have been. So this year has been the busiest year I think I've ever had. There's just so many jobs to do, and normally by this time of the year, like the work has kind of just like just ghosted. There's just no work, and you're like, this is great because that end of the year, like August through October, is usually like, and you're just getting pounded. And here we are. It's Thanksgiving, and it's still just like it's not letting up. And I've had like 2 weeks off to just catch up with editing, and like the burnout has been normally like I'm feeling burned out in like September, and this year I was able to like keep it away, but now that this burnout's got hands, so it's been hard. Also, I got a little scratchy throat, but that's not here nor there. And I think everything with the election that's not helping the brain, because now you're starting to see like, here's what the next 4 years are gonna look like, and you're like, awesome, that's super. I'm glad this is happening again. So that's wonderful, and I've kind of like had the time to just like let it wash over me and be like, well, it's gonna suck, and there's really all I can really do is control what I can do about it, which is apparently get sick, and I'm realizing how sick I sound right now with the whispers. So sorry about the so I've been thinking about my goals for next year, and I've been talking about wanting to do an updated kind of like how to set goals video. So this is that video. So welcome to how to set goals. This is a long intro, but I'll maybe make some like time things, or not. I don't know. I'm lazy. So basically, I've been setting stupid arbitrary goals for the last, oh boy, I think we're coming up on like 15 years of doing it now. And the process is iterated every year, and it's gotten different and better, and I feel like the goals are really guideposts for me to kind of like know what I'm doing with my time and how to stay on track. And I'm coming to terms with the fact that I have some kind of neurodivergency, whether that's autism or ADHD or both, or a third one, maybe, I don't know. I've taken some of those internet tests, and they all seem to think I'm pretty far on some spectrums, so that's awesome. But it's here nor there. It's just a system that keeps me working towards what it is I want out of life. I adjust this just a tiny bit. Camera's having some focus issues. And it kind of just keeps me focused on what it is I want out of life, and so I don't just let life kind of knock me around. So anyway, to get on with it, basically I've been making these stupid arbitrary goals for a number of years now, and I've kind of come up with a couple things that I think will help you if you would like to set some goals of your own. So the first thing, and I think the most important thing, is to write your goals in such a way that they are input-based, not outcome-based. And what I mean by that is, if, for example, you wanted to, say, become a better photographer, it's not necessarily like I want to be a better photographer. It's like, that's a signpost. That's not a goal, because there's no specificity to it, and there's no input. There's just like, how is it achieved? Like, are you just a better photographer? Like, well, I mean, just having a year of experience, even if you don't really work that hard at it, yeah, you'll probably get better. So instead, what I would recommend for someone that wants to be a better photographer is to attach a number of photographs that they would like to take, but not just a number of photographs that you want to take, because any idiot can just spam the shutter button and get a bunch of pictures. It should be a number of pictures you are proud of. Could be one way of doing it. The number of pictures you deliver to clients, for example. That was my goal, and it has been for a number of years. And so, if the number of pictures you're proud of, that might be a very small number. It might only be 25 5 or something like that. Or if it's the client based, it depends on your clients. It might be 50,000 like mine, but also I took so far like 150,000 photos. So getting 50,000 photos delivered to clients, not that big of a reach when you're taking 150,000. It is very tiring though, and you can see why the work has hands. But so it just kind of focus on what can I control. What is the input to get the desired output. There's an author I like. His name's Ryan Holiday. He talks about not expecting the third thing. So, and by that he means like you do a thing and it does good for somebody. That's it. Don't expect rewards. And if you kind of keep your goals focused on that end of the world, and not just like, I'm going to take 50,000 photos and I'm going to be rewarded with either going to hang up in galleries or something like that. And it's like, what? That's kind of a byproduct of the work you do. Don't make that the whole thing. You know what I mean? So that helps. So that's the biggest tip. If you only get one thing out of this video, that's the most important thing. The second tip I have is to narrow your vision. And I know it's tempting. When I first did my stupid arbitrary goals, I made a list of like 100 things. It was like a bucket list, and it really was bad because there was no specificity. Some of the things were just like buy a suit, and it was just a weird list. You're like, do a pull-up, and there's no parity between them. I think I'm using that word right, but just like what it would take for me to do a pull-up versus for me to go buy a suit. It's like I could go buy a suit, maybe not right now. I could go online and buy a suit, sure, but like I can't just go do a pull-up. Like that's gonna take some work and some effort. So those were not having goals like that just doesn't really work. So I found 10 goals seems to be a good number, although this next upcoming year I've got 12 that I'm still finalizing, but it's gonna be 12. Which I kind of like that too because it's one per month. And this upcoming year I'm gonna try to just like laser focus on one goal each month and see what happens with that. So I mean, I'm still gonna work on all the goals all year long, but I'm also each month gonna be like, this is the focus for the year or for the month. Anyway, so I break my goals up into categories, and so this might be a helpful way for you to determine what it is you want your goals to be. For me, I focus on 3 categories, which is health, my career, and like experiences, like general life. So those 3 things. And some people might put like family or relationships in there. Some people might do volunteering, I suppose, could be one. I mean, for me that would just loop into experiences, but it's however you want to do it, really. And so I find having like 3 or 4 in each of those 3 categories kind of helps me narrow the focus down a little bit. And again, they're all just input-based things that seem. That's the next tip, is that it should be things that seem challenging but doable, and you shouldn't expect to get all of your goals. You should expect to get 2 or 3 of them, and if you really push, maybe 4 or 5 of them. But you shouldn't be getting 100%. If you're getting 100%, your goals aren't tough enough. Your goals aren't scary enough, and you might find that the first year you do it, you overestimate what's possible. You might say like 100 books, and then you might need to calibrate that back. And so the next tip is, at the midway point of the year, that is the only time I allow myself to reduce goals. I call that balancing, and I just lower some goals and I might raise some others, and I try to keep it balanced where like if I'm crushing it over here and I'm not doing great over here, I'll lower the threshold here and raise the threshold here, and then that way it keeps it a little more balanced, and the effort and the interest is all kind of in one place. So yeah, I don't know if I have any other tips. I think those are the big ones. I I just sit down and record. I've been thinking about this for a day or two. Those are the big ones. You know, you want to keep it input based. You want to narrow your focus. You know, you want to. I already forgot what the tips were. You're gonna have to rewind it for the recap. It's a great video. I'm sick. Give me a break. It's Thanksgiving morning. I'm out here. I'm just trying to like get back in the groove of like. I know things are gonna suck, so all I can do is focus on what I can do, and what I can do is sit down and make videos. And one more little piece of advice, a little helpful tip, something I've been rolling around in my head is, if you're like me and you think the next 4 years are gonna be just awful, think about all the good things that happened to you last time. You know, good things did happen. I met my fiance. Wow, all the you know, the government was on fire, and I got a lot of progress on my YouTube journey. I took a lot of great pictures. I did a lot of cool jobs, and I met some fun, cool people. I had some cool experiences. Like, things were okay. And that's not to say like things won't be okay for some people, and you should definitely keep fighting for the things you believe in and the things you care about. Just, you know, take care of yourself first. And this, you know, the whole plane thing of you gotta put on your own oxygen mask before you can help other people. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're taking care of your friends and your family, and just focusing on what it is you can do, and don't get sucked in to just the doom scroll. I've just been, the last couple of days, it's really been bad with the doom scroll, and I'm over it. And you'll see when I, you know, announce my new goals for next year. There's a lot of goals aimed at like, get the fuck off that stuff and go out and experience the real world. And I think, you know, life will be better for it. It has to be, right? It's the hope. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope you're setting some goals for next year. Hope you're excited for what 2025 will bring. And yeah, let's kick 2025 year's teeth in. I think we can do it. I feel good about this upcoming year. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Happy Thanksgiving.